Nina Lin has quickly become one of my least favorite streamers, which is an impressive accolade considering how few streams I watch these days. She really speedran this. Her and Jack Doherty occupy a very special place online of just being highly unlikable, annoying, insufferable assholes. And in Nina Lin's case, it's exceptionally frustrating considering she has broadcast herself sexually assaulting a man before, and then even treating it as a joke later on, even after like some fucking crocodile tears about how she understands that it was wrong or whatever, or why people might think it was bad. She herself has kind of made light of it since then. So, sexual assault superstar Nina Lin has continued to stream even after broadcasting that crime, and her content's only really elevated since then. She's broadcast more crimes, and today she's been banned for her third time in 6 weeks. You couldn't hit me in the head with a sledgehammer enough times to make me delusional enough to believe that Twitch is permanently banning her. My hunch is that this will be 3 days, or potentially up to a week. Tops. Absolute maximum I see this being is a week, and that's if all the stars align and Dan Clancy stops gooning for a minute to maybe try and, like, keep her stream down for a little bit to try and maybe put on a strong face of teaching her a lesson. But it won't be permanent. I think Twitch has made it very clear they don't actually take sexual assault that seriously when it's a woman doing it to a man. That is kind of the impression that a lot of people walk away from now, considering what Nina Lin has done. She is the sexual assault superstar and has now quickly become the face of degeneracy on Twitch, and they don't seem to mind. So, I want to show you a few clips since the sexual assault, which I already made a video going over, that are showcasing some of the lowlights that she proudly broadcasts on Twitch. We'll go ahead and start with the obvious. This is what people think is the reason behind her ban, where she stole items from Target on stream, and then when people in chat were speculating whether or not she actually stole them, she made sure to confirm that she indeed did steal those Target items, and in fact has stolen many more that you guys don't know about, which she openly just admits to and says, get fucked.
Oh no, he's wildin'. I'm telling you, bro, even if it was the stakes, bro, yo, bro, ain't nobody missing no fucking money, bitch. Calm the fuck down. No Target is not losing no type of fucking money from some stakes, bitch. Right? Ass fucking bum ass steaks. I don't give a shit. Man, if I put this on Twitter too. Your mom's a bitch, you was a bitch, and happy holidays, all you hoes is bitches.
A Shakespearean way with words. It is miserable listening to her struggle to throw together sentences because she is constantly in this persona where she's trying to portray a character that's like so tough and no nonsense, bitch that, fuck that, and that's all she ever says, so everything that leaves her mouth has to have that same like bravado to it. Oh my god, it's so cringe. She's so desperate to appear tough and uncaring, unfiltered. Yeah, she'll get a little crude, but that's Nina Lin's brand, baby. She tells it like it is. That's sexual assault superstar Nina Lin right there in all her glory.
Good, put that on Twitter. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. Just put that on Twitter. I bet you won't. Yeah. No. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Happy holidays, whores. Yo, like, I don't give a shit. Oh, hold on. Oh, matter of fact, you want to make a news? I got these from Target too, guys. Look, I got these from Target too. Guess how much I paid? $3.99. Get mad, bitch.
Good one, Nina. A real slam dunk. Also, nothing says not giving a fuck quite like feeling the need to remind people of it constantly. The amount of times she has to reiterate she doesn't give a fuck kind of makes me think she does actually care. That just doesn't really seem like the behavior of someone that really doesn't, if she is just constantly having to say that.
So we call on Monday.
Oh, ma'am. Damn.
Oh. And the language that you're using in front of a 13-year-old, I don't appreciate either.
This is a public space. I'm gonna let you know that right now, man. This is a public space, you know, so.
Well, and we wait our turn like grown-ups.
No,
in a
100%.
public space.
And I'm just letting you know that, you know, sometimes you can also ask, hey, would you like to please use normal language in front of my daughter? That would have been great, too.
I think in a public space, we kind of have an understanding.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that wall is blocked, you know. Like,
well, I appreciate you cleaning it up now.
Oh, of course. Like, I just don't think there's an issue. You know, not everything has to be
This is like...
Just like the most Karen argument. I cannot.
I don't know, I just don't really think it's a big Karen moment here, to be honest with you, Nina. She was pretty polite in asking you to just maybe pump the brakes on those sentence enhancers you like to toss around loosey-goosey, considering her daughter is right there and is a child. Also, you're in a fucking nail salon where people are supposed to be going to relax, and instead now you're in there filming and being just like a giant, annoying pest. I think it's pretty reasonable to just ask you to maybe have a little bit of class there. But I don't know, maybe I'm on the crack pipe. This is Nina's world and we're all just props in it, obviously. You know what? I already see the error of my ways here. Who are we to question sexual assault superstar Nina Lynn on how she conducts herself and her behavior?
I appreciate the apology.
Great.
Oh shit.
1, 2.
Sir, do not be recording.
I'm saying that. It's just me. That's me. We got no one else on that. We can't do that either.
Yeah.
1, 2. We have to.
Yes.
Right. We have to do that. Yeah. Right. Fuck. Bitch. Shit.
I don't know what's more pathetic in this clip, her or the guy she points to pretending to laugh really hard at this so that way he can get a crumb of attention from Nina Lynn. Both are really bad, but I think Nina Lynn's probably still more of a sad specimen. Very good one again, Nina. Her comedy stylings are top tier. Did you see the way she said fuck, bitch, and shit there? Because the joke, just to explain the joke, it's a bit of a thinking man's joke. That mother asked her to not do that around children, and even the employee here of the business asked her not to film them. And Nina Lynn pretends they weren't filming them, even though I saw the employees, I saw everyone that wasn't Nina Lynn too. She was filming everybody else as well, despite what she lied to them saying that it's just her. It's not. It wasn't. But don't worry, according to Nina Lynn, this business is actually her playground. It's a public space, according to Nina Lynn. She can do whatever the fuck she wants in here, baby.
Work around here, and like y'all are affecting my livelihood.
No, Dad,
You're
what's your
not
issue?
affecting. What is my issue?
Yo, what's the problem?
That y'all are coming
Dad,
in
what's the
here
problem?
and you're causing
And who are
so
you?
many.
And who are you? Do you own this one? Do you own this one?
Do I know? No.
Oh man, you actually got to see it in real time there. The moths to the flame. These vermin. These fucking parasites. They smelt conflict and they came over with their fucking lights and selfie sticks because that's content, baby. So Nina Lynn, her heart is beating. She knows she's got a clip on her hands because now she's going to argue with this woman who is expressing her concern over them being disruptive. Apparently, background is she viewed their behavior like this big group of people as like a nuisance and being disruptive. So she confronted them directly about it. But I'm gonna be honest, sports fans, I don't think she knows the pickle she's about to find herself in. She has now just started an unskippable cutscene with the sexual assault superstar Nina Lynn, and it's about to get messy.
What's your issue? No, what's your issue, Dad?
What's my issue?
Because you pressing me for no reason. You pressing me for no reason. What's your problem? Are you good, bro? Are you dead ass good?
Yeah. Hey, on fucking camera.
What's
that
up?
I'm surrounded
You're
by
weird as
20
fuck.
of you.
You're weird as fuck.
Victim now. She's acting victim. Look over
You want to act like a victim? You want to act like a victim? Is that what you want to do?
And
Watching Nina and her posse handle anything is just... It's worse than nails on a chalkboard. It is hard to sit still because it is just so unbelievably annoying. So now they're like surrounding this woman here and all talking at once, and Nina's like threatening, "Do you want the smoke?" Like, oh my god.
No, you're not. I'll tell you one thing. I smack the shit out of you, bitch.
what happened is that y'all come in
For real. Weird ass bitch. She's a weird ass. Hold on, bro. Go on. And I used to work too, bitch. So what's up? So what's up?
And if there's any justice in the world, Nina, those days will be upon us again, with you getting another job that's not streaming. Maybe I'm wrong and this is a permanent ban. That would be a joyous celebration. But anyway, you can see in the comfort of her huge group here, she feels very confident to threaten to smack the shit out of this woman, all because she dared say like she didn't appreciate this huge group filming and what they were doing there. And to Nina, those are fighting words. So she even breaks free like a dog off its leash in order to get right back up in her face angry. And then it continues for like another minute or so with just Nina steaming, angry, upset because this woman dared say like, hey, you being this loud and obnoxious is affecting me and like the business here, which I think is a pretty reasonable take based on everything I've seen here, especially with the way the group handles it, where they all come over, fucking cameras in face, lights in face, just constantly insulting her and everything, trying to make her like the joke to the stream for Nina's content. It's so fucking unbearably cringe. I really hope she stays banned. I just know that's not going to happen. Would love to be proven wrong though, Twitch. I guess we'll see. I'm sure if she's unbanned, she will continue to go back to committing crimes on streams. She loves to do that, it seems, and Twitch loves to turn the other cheek to it and pretend it's not happening. Anyway, I guess that's kind of all I wanted to talk about with this, so that's really about it. See ya. Obviously, I'm a little greasy. No, I haven't showered yet. So what? Who cares? Have you showered yet? If you did and didn't use Cheeky soap, then it doesn't count. Cheeky's the best soap in the universe. I know, I'm looking disheveled, but what are you? The Mighty Morphin Shower Rangers? I also haven't grown any taller. I'm still short. You want to make a big deal out of that too? Point is, yesterday was a pretty crazy day on Twitch. I think most of you have noticed over the last year or so, I've been very out of touch when it comes to internet creator drama. I haven't been keeping up like I used to, but occasionally I do still dip my toes in sporadically to see what's going on. And yesterday during stream, chat was telling me about two really big things that were happening. The first being a live-streamed birth on Twitch. The second being Hassan apparently using a shock collar on his dog on Twitch. Both of these sounded fucking nuts to me, so obviously I looked into them. And I know the Hassan dog stuff is what's blown up the most, but I actually want to start by blabbering about the live birth, because out of the two of these, this is the one I have the least to say with. The Hassan dog one, I'm be yapping. Well, let's start with the live birth, because apparently I've got a very hot take with this. The sentiment across the web, from what I can tell, is people are extremely positive about it, very supportive, and think that it was a wonderful thing. I don't necessarily have that perspective. I'll show you a brief snippet here of what the stream was like, with the baby being delivered in front of, like, allegedly, you know, tens of thousands of viewers. I'm seeing numbers that range from 30,000 to 100,000. I think people claiming 100,000 are including all the people that watch partied the birth. Now, I want to be clear, I'm very happy that everything went well with the delivery here. When it comes to home births, I've heard, like, horror stories and such about things that can go wrong and then not being able to get immediate care that a hospital offers. Like, there's just a lot of things that I've read about that can be, like, disastrous, and I'm super, super relieved that this was not one of those cases. It seems like everything went really smooth, everything went perfectly. A healthy baby was delivered, and I think that is all extraordinary. That being said, I really hate that there has been a complete deterioration of the value of privacy. It seems like people don't want privacy anymore. Like, there is no such thing as, like, a special moment anymore if you can't monetize it and publicly display it. Something like the birth of your child, to me, would be something that you would want with your closest family, your soulmate. You know, like, this would be something so personal that you wouldn't want just a bunch of strangers peeking in on. And of course, I'm not her. I am not the family. She can do whatever she wants, but I'm giving you my perspective here, that to me, this seems like a sign of the times where everything needs to be, like, content-brained, content-oriented. There's really no other reason to be live streaming the delivery of your child other than the obvious attention it's going to bring with it. And I don't know, to me that just feels so odd and so, I hate using this word, dystopian. That word is like actual fucking like acid leaving my mouth because it's lost so much meaning with how overly it's used, but this feels so dystopian to me. It turns something as sacred as life entering this world into a monetizable spectacle, an event that tons of people were watch partying like it was a fucking football game. So it's not just a baby that might need to be breastfed here. She actually went out and was breastfeeding the entirety of the Twitch ecosystem here with additional views for those streams that were watching and reacting to her giving birth. I just think that is so fucking sad that everything has to be content now. Before that baby can even have its first thought or open its eyes, it's already a piece of content. It's already in the social media chaotic swirl. It's already on camera. And to me, that's just crazy. But to a lot of people, it's not. Which I think is just kind of concerning that we've deteriorated so much that everything is like expected to be content now. I'm a viewer of this streamer, why shouldn't I be allowed in the delivery room when she gives birth? In fact, that makes a lot of sense for me to be there, actually. I've watched her streams a lot. I don't know. I just don't like that. Again, I'm very happy that everything went super well here with the actual delivery of the baby and everything seems to be very healthy, and I think that's great. I just truly cannot agree with the sentiment that this is somehow like a positive thing, because I don't view it that way. Like, to me, this is very clearly content first, like content focused, and everyone can eat, so everyone gets a piece of content to watch this baby being born. I don't know. I don't really like that idea. It somewhat reminds me of a joke I told a while ago about a piece of content about how I should deliver a baby. Like how extreme that would be as like a banger video to deliver someone's baby. It's kind of like that joke, but unironically here. Like, it actually happened. Well, of course, not to the level of like some completely unqualified goober like delivering a baby, but just like the act of a child being born into this world immediately becoming a piece of content. I just don't like that. Anyway, though, let's move on to the next subject. This is the one that is by far the biggest from yesterday, and probably one of just the biggest topics in general, which is Hassan and his dog.
But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America... Kaya, please just fucking go... Just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby. It's just... You're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom.
Now, for the life of me, like, I cannot understand what he's even upset about in the first place that he starts, like, scolding the dog for. She moved, like, an inch, like, slightly off of that. It's like in a video game, like in Metal Gear Solid, when someone gets, like, a fucking question mark over their head, they're, like, zipping to you immediately. Like, she doesn't do anything, really, other than move slightly. And he is noticeably upset. He is upset about that specifically. Even before this incident, earlier in the stream, he had already, gotten annoyed at her for moving around prior to this.
The absolute worst country on the planet, straight up, bar none, a capitalist shithole. Kaya, now is not the opportunity for you to... Down. The absolute worst fucking place on the planet. Just a horrific...
I think it's pretty clear that the dog moving off of that spot is what's making Hassan annoyed at her. Now, I saw he mentioned place training. Place is an actual dog training thing. And the whole idea behind it is designating a spot in a comfortable location for your pet. For a lot of people, I know it's like their office if they work from home. And Hassan was talking about how that area is her place. And for dog training, place is supposed to be like their happy spot where they are super safe and they feel super secure. And the way training goes with this, at least from everything I know about dog training, now keep in mind, when we first got Tetra, we did do dog training because my grandmother used to live with my parents, and Tetra gets very excited to see people. It's the cutest thing in the world, but she loves to jump on people. And my grandma, living at my parents, when we'd go to visit, or if they came to visit, if Tetra would jump on her, it could cause injury. So we did do dog training in order to learn how to, like, help with that. We didn't do any, like, fear training or anything like that with shock collars or whatever, but place was something that we did learn about. And when it comes to place, you do not want to, like, make it something stressful for the animal, at least in our teachings. It's supposed to be a comforting spot for them, not like a stressful thing where they just go there and fucking, like, blue screen in the brain and just sit there idly comatose. And if they don't, they get punished. So he's calling this her place. But when she's moving from the place, he's scolding her. That's not what we were taught you're supposed to do when it comes to place training. That kind of defeats the purpose of it. I don't know why he would be getting so upset at that, like angry at the dog for moving from place. That really does kind of defeat the whole purpose of it. And then in that clip, it seems like he reaches for something. Like he looks off screen and he extends his arm to something, and then shortly thereafter, the dog yelps in pain, and Hassan turns around and calls her a baby, and then tries to reassure the chat that she is spoiled, and then goes on to say that she's spoiled because his mother lets her, have free roam around the house. Now, he and the community are claiming that he didn't use a shock collar or anything, didn't zap her, fucking Palpatine lightning blast her or anything like that. She got her dew claw stuck on that spot, and that's what made her yelp in pain. I guess quick dog lore breakdown if you're not familiar with how those creatures function or anything. The dew claw is separate from the paw pad area claws. The dew claw is a little higher up on the leg. And it's an old trait from back way in yesteryear when dogs needed that extra claw. It is just now an evolutionary leftover. It's still present, but it's not something that obviously gets utilized by dogs to the same degree it used to. It is a sensitive area. That is true. If you've ever cut your dog's nails, or if you've ever taken your dog to a dog salon or something and they gave your dog a nail trim, you probably noticed that when it comes to the dew claw, they're very, defensive on it, cautious, because it is such a tender spot. I have watched this clip fucking 10 or 15 times now. And today I had some friends come in from out of town, so obviously I've been out most of the day at the farm, and this was actually a conversational topic. It's become so big that it was brought up by them. And every single person, and pretty much everyone I've seen online outside of Hassan and Hassan's community, is all saying the same thing. That yes, it looks like the dog does touch its leg to that spot on the bed, but it doesn't look like it gets caught or anything. So it feels very unlikely that that is what caused the dog to scream in pain. I don't think that's what made Kaya, that's her name, yelp. It doesn't seem to get caught or snagged on anything, and dew claws aren't so sensitive and so tender that even touching them would cause a panicked scream or anything. Unless she has an injury there, but I don't think Hassan has mentioned that, at least not that I've seen. So it feels to me very unlikely that that's what caused it, based on everything that we can see. Now, initially, even Hassan's community was starting to question, did he just shock Kaya? Did he just use a shock collar on stream? And the clip instantly started going viral, and he kind of downplayed it and shrugged it off as a bunch of bad actors attacking me for some fucking phony baloney, barnacles here, unbelievable, this is all a load of fish paste. And instead of doing what I think most people, not even just streamers, just normal people would do, of showing, no, look, it's not a shock collar, obviously I didn't shock my dog, he instead just brushes it off saying, nope, it's not a shock collar, you're stupid for thinking that it is. And that's the attitude that his community had as well, oh, you must have psychosis if you think it's a shock collar. Which I think is a little odd, because it's the easiest thing in the world to prove, right? You have all these people saying this shit, it's not true. Well, it takes actually 3 seconds just to unclip that collar and just show hey guys, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here, this is not a shock collar, look, here's what it is, and then explain it. I feel even a non-streamer, a complete normie, average Joe Schmo, if you went to their house and saw that happen, or hey, did you just shock that dog? They'd be oh my god, no, this is clearly a misunderstanding, no, that's not what happened. I feel most people would be very quick to show you and prove that it's not a shock collar, because it's so quick and so easy to do. And the fact that he doesn't is odd, it is very peculiar. Why wouldn't you in the moment? That's such a natural thing to do, especially for what's easily a slam dunk. You have all these people attacking you, you could easily just come out and fucking slam jam thank you ma'am on them by just being nope, it's not a shock collar, look, here you go, the proof is in the pudding, behold. It'd be so quick, so simple, and it would be irrefutable. But that didn't happen yesterday. Instead, it was kind of brushed off as you've got to be fucking stupid to think that Hassan would shock his dog on stream, and he just kind of propped it up as the only people that would believe this are bad people in the first place, or grifters, this kind of thing. And I just find that to just be so disingenuous, because most people are going to see this and it looks like you shock your dog. Given how annoyed you are with the dog, and right before she yelps out in pain, you roll your eyes, you look at something off screen, you clearly are you are reaching off screen, that is very clear, and then the dog yelps while you were still annoyed, and then instead of doing what I feel like most dog owners would do, would check to see is everything alright, why'd she just yelp in pain, instead of doing that, calling her a baby, and then mentioning how spoiled she is about roaming the house, that doesn't compute. If this was her dew claw getting stuck there and then yelping in pain, you would have no idea why she's yelping. Why is your first instinct to call her a baby and then mention how spoiled she is about, your mom letting her roam the house? The response to it just doesn't really seem to make sense if what happened is her dew claw getting stuck there. I just don't see why he would respond that way, so aggressive about it. It just doesn't really make sense. Now, a bunch of super sleuths were diving in, really analyzing frame by frame. Apparently, Hassan has mentioned that she does have an AirTag on her collar. People also saw a doohickey underneath the AirTag right before the moment where she yelps, where there's a green blinking gadget there, a little fucking gizmo. And people were speculating that's probably the shock collar. And now, today, Hassan went on stream to show the collar and explain what it is that everyone saw.
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy? That's it. Good. There's the AirTag. There's the fucking vibrator. It also has a flashlight component to it at nighttime, and it also has a tracker on it when she gets lost. If she were to actually get fucking lost.
So on stream, he was showing that the unit everyone saw is something that can only vibrate, it can't shock. It also has other things like a flashlight and stuff. And then he went on to explain why he has a vibrator there for the sake of training and that kind of thing. Now, since this was a day later, obviously people are going to be wondering, is this real? Is he telling the truth? You could have swapped it out. You could have changed out the previous model with one that doesn't have shocking capabilities. Because there are vibrate-only units, and there are some that have vibrate and shock. Something he also mentions that those kind of things do exist. But since this was so far after the fact, people are always going to wonder, well, did he just switch it out? And something else that spawned from this is, it looks like there's tape on it. So when you watch it, and you pay attention to the actual unit, it looks like there is just some black tape on it. And a bunch of people online started to try and find out what brand this is, because I don't know if I missed it and everyone else missed it, but I don't think he mentioned what model this is, what brand or what model, anything like that. So people don't know what it is, they're just going to have to take his word for it that this is a vibrate-only unit, and since there's no visible prongs, you're led to believe that it can't shock or anything. However, there are shock collars that have detachable prongs. In fact, the shock collars we use on Skill Check channel when we play Magic the Gathering and make a misplay and we shock ourselves, you can take the prongs off of those. I think that's a pretty standard feature in a lot of shock collars, I think. So, you can just take the prongs off. And when you increase the brightness here, it does seem like there's definitely tape. I've seen this picture floated around a lot, and people believe that they have narrowed it down to a model called the Educator ET400, which seems to match it visually 1-to-1 in all aspects except for the bottom side there, where on the ET400 there are 2 prongs there, but you can take those prongs off from what I can tell, at least online, and in the Hassan clip, there's a bunch of tape there, which potentially would be there to cover up the holes. I don't really know what else there would be tape there for. I don't really get that. It doesn't make a ton of sense. But of course, I have no way of knowing 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt that Hassan shocked Kaya on that stream or anything like that. But based on the old eyeball test, the old smell test, what you can literally see, he is annoyed with Kaya. He expressed it a couple of times, scolded her. He rolls his eyes. He does reach for something off screen. And as he is reaching, it seems like when he finally gets to something, she yelps in pain. And then there's no real, concern from him, and instead talks about why she's, a spoiled baby. I don't see anything that she could have, hurt herself on. It doesn't seem like her dew claw or anything gets tangled up in the bed. So, to me, it feels like it is something he did. Even if it's not a full-blown shock, he didn't get her with, a Dungeons & Dragons lightning bolt or anything like that. If it is a vibrate-only unit, I feel like he definitely did press the vibrate in that instance there. I see nothing else that would cause that yelp here from everything that we can clearly see. And if that is the case, and that, to me, that's what it seems like the case is, that's super fucked up. She didn't do anything wrong. I don't think there was anything to warrant him being upset in the first place. And to be upset enough to press a, correctional button on that device is so beyond fucked. There was no bad behavior or any kind of correction or punishment needed to be doled out there. All she did was move on the bed slightly, slightly move off the bed. I think it's super fucked up. But if this is all wrong, it's all a bunch of hooey, and Hassan didn't shock or vibrate or do anything at all here to cause Kaya to yelp in pain, I think it would have been very easy to immediately in the moment prove that by just showing the collar, which again I feel like is the most logical thing most people would have thought to do. But also B, I still think all of his anger and annoyance at the dog for moving around off her place is just fucking weird too. And then of course people were mentioning how Kaya's on stream 8 to 10 hours a day, and then just all of a sudden randomly he decides to shock her today. Yeah, great story you've got there, Buster. Really shows how stupid everyone's become. Everyone's really fucking dumb to believe in something like this. All just because he hasn't in the past on stream. And then of course, people take it a step further, saying none of his friends have ever called him out for using a shock collar, thus this has to be a load of, fucking horseradish. I think this is a very weak argument. Because I know if Hassan does use a shock collar, he would never let any of his friends see that, because he would know that they would call him out for it and give him shit for it, especially someone like Maya. So they just wouldn't know. Thus, they wouldn't be able to call him out on it or anything like that. And this whole idea of making an assumption based on things that are outside of what is clearly visible here, I think is useless. Just because you haven't seen it in the past on stream doesn't mean it's not something he's done before, or it is very possible this was the first time. That's also very true too. What are his shock collars used for? Training. And what is he currently doing with Kaya, at least based on what I've heard him talk about? Training her, or at least expanding the training on place. So maybe he decided that this might be a good tool to use for the first time. That's also entirely possible. It's not some far-fetched crazy conspiracies that only haters are drumming up and, falling in line with. It's a very plausible thing based on what is clearly visible in the clips. Anyway, just wanted to blabber about this a bit. I know I've been very out of touch with internet creator drama. I plan to keep it that way. But occasionally, can't help but poke around in a couple of the things going on out there, and yesterday was just a crazy one that I just needed to yap on a bit. That's really about it. So, yeah.
Like a jar of peanut butter in the top shelf cabinet in my kitchen, I just can't get it. I truly don't understand what is going on with Twitch that just leads them to making the worst decisions so brazenly. They have to have the orb of confusion somewhere in the office up there, and it is just wreaking havoc on their brains. It is incomprehensible. There is a streamer, her name is Nina. She has on stream, on Twitch, twice now, sexually assaulted people. I'll show you the clips because it is textbook sexual assault. And she was banned for 1 day, initially. She got a 24-hour slap on the wrist, and then she was unbanned. Which you can kind of write off maybe as a mistake on Twitch's end, they didn't mean to unban her. Maybe someone was pulling some levers in the HQ, not knowing what they did. You had someone fucking blasting away at the buttons and accidentally unbanned her, because she was banned shortly thereafter again. And I think every sensible person with a functioning frontal lobe expected that to be a permanent ban, because she I'm Porky Pigging right now. She sexually assaulted 2 people on stream, on their platform. If you don't take that seriously, what the fuck are you going to take seriously? It's a crime. It's sexual assault. So everyone expected that one to be an indefinite ban. But it was only a week. She is now unbanned, and she's already done a return stream. So it seems like Twitch truly only gave her a week vacation here. That's crazy. A week-long timeout. Pretty close to that scene in SpongeBob where they steal a balloon on Free Balloon Day and the cops put them behind bars for 3 seconds saying, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime, and then, oh, you're free to go. That, for sexual assault, is unbelievable.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Saeed, hey, come here. I got you. Saeed, come here.
Joey, you can't. Joey, you can't.
23.
No.
He's a consensual.
No, he's not consenting.
Yes, he is.
He's not even saying nothing.
He likes it.
Yeah, give.
Oh, no.
I don't think he wants to.
Yeah, stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Hold on.
That was the clip that started it. Saeed is his name. He was not consenting to any of this, and Nina is the one that's like holding him while her friend twerks on him. And his friends are even saying he's not consenting to this, and they do not care. They are forcing it upon him. And this is just a piece of a longer clip, and in the longer clip, they throw him on the bed and start, like, trying to rip at his clothes. They also take his bag and start going through his bag. And this whole time, he is making it very clear he does not want this, and he is uncomfortable with it.
Nah, they got it.
Take all this off. Take it off. Hey, yo, cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. Yo, cut the cameras, bro. Zo, do your shit. Let me get my Louis Vuitton scarf. Hold on, bitch. No outside clothes on the bed. Hold on. What's going on?
You can't just forcibly take it.
Yeah, we'll get that bag. We'll get that bag. This a nice bag. Hold on, this is a nice bag.
Yo,
how much this cost? Turn around. Started with the sock.
Yo.
Oh, I need this. I needed this. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Zoe, he's not consenting.
Pretty clear-cut sexual assault here. You don't need to be Phoenix Wright here in order to argue why this is sexual assault. It's obvious. Yet, and this is something we've talked about in the past, a lot of people, when it comes to a man being sexually assaulted, take it very differently. So I saw when this clip was blowing up, and a lot of people I know, I've already talked about this because I'm tardy to the party, but I'm just so shocked that Twitch is not taking this seriously. A lot of people were talking about how it's actually not sexual assault. It's clear he's laughing. He's going along with it. It's for content. No, it's not sexual assault. He's having a good time. In fact, he wanted it. And that's something that you see a lot when it comes to sexual assault against men, where people say, like, it's not serious, don't be a bitch. A woman can't sexually assault a man because a man always wants sex. So this is a nothing burger. You guys are making a mountain out of a molehill. This isn't sexual assault at all. It's just good old-fashioned Twitch content, baby. And Nina herself even says how embarrassing it would be for a man like Saeed to say that this was sexual assault.
So what if he says, I feel like you did some shit wrong?
No, so the whole Saeed thing, no one essay Saeed. That's why today I was actually looking for Saeed. I was going to talk to him, like, you definitely felt disrespected as a person. Me, I take accountability what I do. If you did ask felt disrespected, I didn't know. So you better let me know. If you did, I will always apologize. I mean, that's just normal people. But for him to walk around and say all that crazy shit, you never think about what Saeed's thinking too, though. Like, who wants to walk around being called that? That's embarrassing for him as a guy.
You ain't see Saeed today?
No, I was looking for him. I was looking everywhere for him.
Wow, what an angel. Pretty watertight defense right there. Checkmate. The fucking last few neurons remaining in her brain really scrambling there to come up with the perfect cope, and damn did she hit a home run with that one. So she is saying, oh, he didn't get sexually assaulted. Oh, okay, well, if you say so, all right. You would know, of course, yeah, no. It doesn't matter what he thinks happened. You're saying he didn't get sexually assaulted, so then it must not have happened. You're right. And then she goes on to say, like, you have to think about it. Like, it'd be very embarrassing for him as a man. Wow. Is that so, Nina? Interesting. Do you keep that same energy when it comes to women that get sexually assaulted? Do you say the same thing? Like, oh, it'd be very embarrassing. She treats it like it's no big deal. She did nothing wrong. Rub some dirt in it, dweeb. Get over it. That's how she handles it. But I imagine if it was two guys who did this exact same thing to a girl on stream, if it played out exactly the same, there would be universal condemnation across the board, including from Nina herself, I imagine, and rightfully so, because stand back, brave take coming in. Plug your ears if you're not ready for the spicy take. Sexual assault is bad. I know. If you were standing up, you're gonna need to sit down. Holy. It doesn't matter if it's a female or male victim, sexual assault in all of its forms is horrible. And everyone should be outraged and against it. So why do we treat it differently because it was two girls that did it to a guy? It is still sexual assault, and I can't believe we are still having this conversation about, like, sexual assault against men not being taken seriously. It's not a unicorn. It's not make-believe. This isn't the fucking tooth fairy we're talking about. It is a real thing, and there are male victims of sexual assault. Like, I can't believe that even needs to be said. But I guess Twitch needs a reminder that it is a crime. Like, anyone who is a victim of sexual assault is the victim of a crime.
I did want it to, like, them being banned is not really anything to me, because at the end of the day, like, sexual assault is a crime, and people that say that it's not sexual assault, I don't know what you think sexual assault is or anything like that, but I don't know what to tell you. Like, as a person that's literally dealt with sexual assault previously, it has taken a lot, like a large total on my head. I've dealt with something like this before, and I didn't want to. When I dealt with it originally, I was working at a job, and it was a gym, and I told my boss about it, and all he did was make jokes about it. And I tried to talk about it a lot more, and I didn't want to tell my parents. And it did affect me a lot. And this situation did bring back those memories.
This is Saeed being very open here, talking about what's unfolded, even mentioning that he's gone through a previous sexual assault situation in his past where it wasn't taken seriously then. His boss was making jokes about it, and it took a toll on him. And now, in this case, it seems like Twitch itself is not taking it seriously and treating it like it's a joke, considering Nina was only banned for a week. They slapped her in detention for a week, and now it's all sunshine and rainbows for her. She's back streaming again. And let me tell you, in her return stream, it's very clear she's learned her lesson. I think the week-long, benching here from Twitch has really helped put it all into perspective for her. You can see how apologetic she is and how remorseful she is for her actions.
That means hi, right? Oh, what the fuck, yo? Why you always hitting me? Stop with those punches. Oh, shit, I can't touch you no more because I have to make a sign of NDA. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, that's gonna be tough, bro. It's gonna come up 3 months later. I won't come up. Me punch you? You want me to punch you? Are you okay? Did you send the NDA or no? You sure? So I am not sexually assaulting you. No. I am not. You consent to this. Yes. You fully am okay with this. Yes. You will not use this clip against me later in 3 months later. Never. Or 9 months later. No. Or 6 months later. No. No? Hey, chat sees this, bro. Ready? All right. Okay. Ready? 1. You asked for this. Nod your head. 2 times. Did you get it? Okay.
Wait, can I say something? Damn. Wait, can I say something? Damn. Listen, can I say something?
This seems like a real hoot and a holler. Man, she seems like a lot of fun to be around. So, I don't even know why she even threw out the word NDA. She has no idea what that is. I bet if you asked Nina what a non-disclosure agreement is or what it's for, she would just fucking blue screen. But the reason she's saying that is because she's just trying to insult everyone that made a big deal out of her sexually assaulting Saeed. And I haven't even shown you the other victim yet. I'm saving that till the end. But she's just treating it like it's no big deal. Like, oh, I guess I just can't touch people anymore. Not without, like, an NDA, I guess. And then this dude over here, this goober, I don't know if he's hiding his face out of an embarrassment or shame, but if that is the case, I'd see why. Because that's pretty pathetic to be begging to be punched by this lady just for a crumb of attention. But yeah, that was her return stream, a real highlight moment from it. Some other really great tiddlywinks are when she's being mad at her friends for switching up on her after the sexual assault clip surfacing, where she was mad that they didn't fight tooth and nail for her honor, even though her actions are indefensible to a normal, sane person. So obviously her friends aren't going to go to bat for her, I imagine, or at least they shouldn't. Like, I don't care if you're her best friend, you should be able to come out and say, like, yep, that's fucked up, that is sexual assault, I don't support what's happened there. And she's getting mad that people did exactly that. Like, her friends were like, nope, that's unacceptable. She expected them to just be like, no, you guys are misunderstanding. And then she goes in to be, like, upset that they weren't texting her to get her side of the story, even though there's no sides. It is sexual assault, no matter how you spin it. You can try and feign ignorance until the cows come home. It doesn't change the fact that what you did is still textbook sexual assault. Just because you are a woman who did it to a man doesn't mean that it doesn't count.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead, Nina.
All right.
Okay, Brad.
Not that bad.
I know. Concentrating on the button.
Okay, girl.
No, Nina. Oh my. Wow, you have the best masseuse, Toast.
Good.
That was good.
Wow, she is so bold.
My spine.
You love to see it.
All right.
So bold, so bold. Yep, yep, keep it up.
Push. Push.
Yep. Good job, Nina.
So Toast shared his experience with Nina where he went there expecting a professional masseuse only to be met by a stranger named Nina, the fucking boogeyman here, coming up and giving him this massage where she was very clearly making a joke of it by just like groping him, like just grabbing on his ass cheeks there. Like she was grabbing those things like fucking motorcycle handles. It's not an accident, it's not unintentional. She didn't just like wander down there while trying to give a legitimate massage. She is literally honking on his butt cheeks. And people are laughing about it, making light of the whole thing, like, Nina, oh my goodness, ha 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 ha. It's sexual assault. If that was a man that did that to a woman that was lying on that table, how many people would be laughing? Probably not very many. I imagine it'd be crickets for the most part. It'd be more silent than a James Corden stand-up routine. There wouldn't be a lot of laughter. It wouldn't really be viewed as a holly jolly good time. I imagine most people would immediately try and say, like, stop or step in, put the kibosh on it, but not here. Here, it's just treated as a joke. But why? Just because it is Nina doing this to a man, Toast, it doesn't make it not sexual assault. And in Toast's statement, he even says he has no idea who she was at the time. She just stepped in, did this. He was extremely uncomfortable, but didn't say anything in the moment because there's a bunch of cameras in his face, and it's hard to try and like speak up in front of that because then it creates a tense situation. So it's an extra level of fear where it's hard to speak out and express, negative feelings in a case like this because, well, maybe now the streamers there view you as the bad guy or the chat starts attacking you or something, so it makes it very difficult. And it's something Toast briefly mentioned, and it's something that I've seen expressed numerous times in the past about, like, it was hard to say anything in the moment because of all these cameras and all these people watching. And it's very true. Again, if this was a man that was doing this to a woman lying on that table, a complete stranger, just starts, honking on her butt cheeks there, how many people would be laughing? Probably none. It shouldn't be treated differently in this case. This was still a non-consensual sexual act that was performed on Toast and Saeed that is not being taken seriously. She received a week-long ban, and that's it. And it's not like she herself has digivolved into a better person or anything, learned her lesson, expressed any real level of remorse or anything like that. She is still treating it as content. Like, just the idea of her sexual assault is now a joke on her stream. Like, oh, I just can't touch people anymore. I'll have to NDA you, tee-hee-hee. That's crazy to me. That is just crazy. I know she issued an apology statement not long ago, which I think is pretty blatantly obvious, not her words. I think that was farted out through an actual PR firm, because I don't think she is capable of something like that. I'll stop blabbering here in just a moment, but it is so wild to me how little Twitch did here, and how little they seem to care about what's happened on their platform here. In the past, they've made plenty of questionable bans and unbans. Like having full-blown sex, penetrative sex on stream was a 3-day ban. And many other such cases of similar things, like that lady who full-blown spread her butthole goatsy style on stream only being 24 hours, stuff like that. But this is something so different from that, where that sexual content is something that shouldn't be allowed on Twitch and isn't by their own rules, and they don't seem to really enforce them all that well. This is literally not even just against their rules, it is against the law. Sexual assault, again, is illegal, and it has been broadcast on Twitch twice with this woman, Nina Lynn, being the sexual assaulter. And they only give her a week ban for it. This is unlike anything I've seen from Twitch in the past. It is truly shocking. And I'll leave you with one more clip from Saint Nina here. You remember how I called this week ban basically a vacation? Well, it's not just my words. She also views it that way as well.
W chat. I want to say W chat. So all the haters out there, y'all can suck my dick. Word 2, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you bitches, bro. You bitches not me. Y'all been through nothing that I've been through. Fuck you. This ain't the worst it's ever been. I'm not gonna lie. It's bad to say, but this is not the worst it's ever been. I've been through worse. I've actually been through worse. So this jail was kind of like vacay jail a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Nice work, Twitch. Vacay jail for sexual assault. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. If you went through and tallied all of my predictions I've ever made across my time on the internet, you would probably find a worse record than the 2008 Detroit Lions. My correct predictions versus my incorrect predictions, it's not even a competition, it's an embarrassment. I have a near X-Men-like mutation where if I make a prediction on something, I basically manifest the exact opposite into existence. But when it comes to Twitch and my hypotheses regarding their rule enforcement and how they're going to handle shit, so far, haven't really missed on that. So Nina Lynn, I've made a couple videos on. She's quickly become one of my least favorite people online. I feel the same way about her as children do about broccoli. I think she is just terrible, and even just having her put on my plate, I want to flip the table. She is just a truly destructive, annoying lobotomite I cannot stand. She also got away with sexual assault that was broadcast on Twitch and unapologetically treats it as some kind of joke that her victim should be embarrassed by, that he even thought that he was sexually assaulted. She openly treats it as though it's no big deal, even though it is blatant textbook sexual assault. But anyway, I'm not going to just regurgitate everything I don't like about her. It's basically everything. And a little while ago, she got banned for stealing from Target, and then she also went on stream to talk about how she's actually stolen a lot more from Target than we even think she did. So she received a ban for it, and a lot of people were thinking that it might be permanent. I went against the grain and said I think under no circumstances will it be permanent. If Twitch doesn't ban her for a literal crime, sexual assault, I can't imagine they're going to permanently ban her for stealing from Target. So I said pretty boldly, puffed out chest, that I think this will be like a week ban at most. It's been longer than a week, so hats off to Twitch. They've really done the difficult decision here to keep sexual assault superstar off the platform for longer than a week, but I don't think it's going to last too much longer. And last night, a lot of people sent me a tweet claiming that Nina Lynn had been permabanned, which got me pretty excited. I was pumping my fist saying, yeah, whoopee, alright, cool, that's great news. I'd love to be wrong about my Twitch prediction. Now, where's the evidence? Did Twitch make a statement about it? Where's this coming from? Put that shit in my hand so I can start licking that shit like a lollipop, like my nice little dessert here. I'd love this to be true. But I can't find any information on her being permabanned at all. Just that single tweet that now a lot of other Twitter accounts are reporting. It seems to have just been pulled out of this guy's asshole. I can't find any statements on it whatsoever, so I took that with a big grain of salt. And then this morning, the sexual assault savant herself weighed in on this rumor saying, ain't no way MF's making shit up now. Y'all are obsessed. Don't worry, I'll be back. Should I do a trailer just 'cause of this? Even just reading words from her is annoying because she has to intertwine her fake bravado into everything. Oh, it's just so fucking cringe. And what does that even mean? Should I do a trailer now just 'cause of this? Like, that's her response to it? Oh, you made up rumors, huh? Well, you forced my hand. Now I'm gonna have to go down the nuclear option of making a trailer. Didn't want to have to do this, but now I've gotta. Okay, I guess. How tough. The only thing you should be making is a job application. Don't nobody want to watch a fucking Nina Lynn stream. Genuinely don't get who the audience is for sexual assault superstar Nina Lynn, because her shit sucks. The people watching that have to be the most stinky, unlikable losers imaginable. Like, all she does, especially post-sexual assault, is just go out in public and yell. And that's kind of it. She tries so desperately to make it seem like she doesn't care, but everything she says, every word she types is always like, can't wait for them to be mad. Oh, you're gonna be mad. These hoes are so mad. Post it on Twitter. Fuck your mom. You're mad. That's all she ever talks about. That is not the behavior of someone who actually doesn't care, if it's the only thing that's ever in her empty fucking brain. It's so embarrassing. But anyway, the point of me yapping about this again was just about that rumor of her being permabanned. I'm not convinced. There's no evidence to suggest she actually is permabanned. Yes, she is still smited as of this moment. She's still banned. But I don't think that means it's going to last forever. Though, round of applause to Dan Clancy and the Goof Troop over there at Twitch for keeping her banned this long. I didn't even expect it to be this long of a punishment. But again, I don't think it's going to last too much longer. They're probably on the edge of their seat, biting their nails, waiting to unban her. Because they didn't ban her permanently for a blatant sexual assault. I don't think they have permanently banned her for stealing. I just find that highly unlikely. But again, I'd love to be wrong. Most of my predictions are, so maybe this one is too. Anyway, she sucks. That's really about it. See ya. It takes a big man to resist the primal urge to say I told you so when it turns out they were right when everyone was saying they were wrong. I am not that big of a man. I'm only 5'6". I'm fun size, baby. I'm petite. So here's me saying I told you so. 8 days ago, I made a video called I Don't Believe It, talking about how everyone was parading around and celebrating that Nina Lynn had been permanently banned on Twitch based on literally zero evidence whatsoever. No statements from Twitch, no nothing. In fact, Nina herself even said that's not true, but people still said she's full of barnacles, she's definitely permabanned, off nothing but pure hopium and fantasy. I went against the grain saying I don't think that's the case. I don't think Twitch is going to have her permanently banned, but would love to be wrong. Fast forward to right now, turns out I wasn't wrong. She is unbanned and literally streaming this very moment. And if you turn your attention to her chat, you get a peek inside what Arkham Asylum must look like in the modern age. I cannot imagine, I can't even picture what losers must look like that are spamming W in a Nina Lynn stream. This is sexual assault superstar Nina Lynn, and people are excited to see her content again. Using the term content very loosey-goosey there because all she does is go on stream and whine about her haters and how much she doesn't care and actually loves her haters. Stay mad, fuck your mom. And then she'll go out in public with fake bravado and pretending to be all tough. It's just absurd to even imagine someone being entertained with those jingling keys because basically she just goes out and just says, fuck your mom! And that's it. But maybe they're very excited to shower with money because they're hoping they'll be her next sexual assault victim. Maybe that's what they're sitting their fingers crossed with as they throw dollars out of their wallet at her. A brief lore recap for those that are blissfully unaware of who she is. She is a streamer who has on stream sexually assaulted someone. And then turned it into a joke after the fact, even said that they should be embarrassed to even feel like they got sexually assaulted. She then also stole from Target on stream and then bragged about how much she steals from Target. All of this broadcast on Twitch, mind you. And she hasn't been permanently banned for it. She got 3-week ban in total. So I think it's a pretty clear message from Twitch that they don't take crimes like sexual assault or stealing all that seriously. Though they're willing to turn the other cheek if you're bringing in some viewership and some money to Twitch. A pretty awesome message to be sending to the community where sexual assault savant Nina Lynn is welcomed back with open arms from Twitch itself, even after unapologetically broadcasting it and then turning the sexual assault event into a joke on her stream, as if it's not a big deal and doesn't matter or anything. But you've really outdone yourself here, Twitch. It's actually unbelievable. There is no clear consistency with the way Twitch enforces their rules. So you can commit serious crimes like sexual assault on Twitch, but if you're popular enough, that's okay. They'll let that slide after a couple weeks of vacation, which, by the way, wasn't because of the sexual assault. The 3-week ban was because of the stealing from Target. And I feel like they were probably trying to make up for like only banning her for like 24 hours or whatever it was after the sexual assault. But even then, 3 weeks... Yeah, I'm sure Nina Lynn really learned her lesson, and it definitely sounds like she did on her return stream, that's for sure. There is no consistency to how Twitch enforces their own rules. So, a notable example is, in 2023, a streamer named Scumnut got indefinitely banned for a joke where he typed, "I'll kick you to death" in one of his friends' chat, in reference to a God of War run he was doing, which was kick only. This was one message to a friend of his that was clearly in jest, and he received a year-long ban and only got the ban lifted because that friend was able to argue with Twitch staff himself to get Scumnut back on the platform. Imagine a world where you get banned for a year for what is clearly a very quick one-message joke to a friend of yours, yet sexual assault and other crimes are only punished for 3 weeks. It's absurd. Anyway, let's take a quick peek at the intro to Nina Lynn's return stream. There's no point in diving into a lot of it, because all it is her just being, like, really loud and obnoxious.
Even after this whole ban, listen, bro! The haters gon' hate! But listen, ain't no better marketing team than the haters. I'll tell you that right now. Guys, I'm not even joking when I tell you this. Bro, I love it. I love it, bro. I love the support, the hate, the everything, bro. We love all that shit. We love all that shit. Give it to me, bitch. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Girl Wonder. The Girl Wonder with the 10. I saw you earlier. You was giving out 5s and shit too. Shout out to the Girl Wonder, man.
Man, she really has the voice of an angel and the mouth of a sailor. What an incredible combination. and she is as loud as a child on Xbox Live. The perfect recipe for incredible success, so much financial gain, even after blatantly sexually assaulting someone. Yes, sir, that's sexual assault superstar Nina Lynn back in action. Hide your cheeks, cause she's coming for him without consent. It's incredible stuff, Twitch. You've really outdone yourself here. What a strong message you're sending. Now, it's not all just her gloating to her haters. She's also doing something really nice this holiday season for some kids where she's going to be giving them money. So I'm going to go ahead and play a quick segment there of her maybe turning a new leaf here and doing something nice.
Maybe I'm spoiling it. Fuck it, I'ma spoil it. I have some news for y'all. I also have tomorrow we are giving 120 to 100 orphans or, you know, recreational kids that we're gonna be donating money. We got some sponsors on deck. I'm gonna invite you guys on it. But the money is gonna go towards the kids, bro. I'm very proud to say this. I've been working on it for a week now. Anyways, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow, guys. That's tomorrow. We're not gonna worry about that right now. But you know, Christmas is really for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm Grinch, I might just dress up like Grinch. Who knows?
Sounds very sweet. I'm sure that's coming from a place of genuine care, no doubt. Now, one thing I couldn't help but notice when watching her return stream is a lot of people in her chat were very upset she was wearing a mask. So there's some people that were spamming take the mask off, some of them caps locking, mask off, that kind of thing. There was even one guy multiple times begging, please take the mask off, and then pleading to mods, make her take the mask off. Which is so incredibly sad. It's like they're just desperate to goon to her or something. That's why they're there. So like when she had the mask on, they were shaking their fists. No! Take the mask off! What fucking losers. Holy shit. I just had to point that out. I didn't screenshot all of them and I don't feel like going back through and doing it. But when she had the Grinch mask on, there were people like really upset that there was a mask she was wearing this time around. But anyway, this whole thing is me just basically saying I told you so. I think Twitch has made it pretty clear here with this that there is a level of popularity you can achieve where Twitch is more than willing to let pretty much anything slide, including crimes. That's a pretty great message for Twitch to be sending. Pretty awesome stuff. I'm not surprised to see this. I'm just pretty upset about it, is all. And I have no doubt Nina Lynn will continue to be very successful because it's not just Twitch that doesn't care. Look at her community. They don't give a fuck. They're spamming W's. There's that one guy who's like, my goat is always doing such nice things in the world, when Nina Lynn's entire brand, personality, and content is around making other people miserable, even going as far as sexually assaulting someone, stealing, threatening to beat up a stranger when they express their discomfort with her behavior in public. I don't exactly see how that's really blessing the world with sunshine and rainbows, but I guess that delusional paint chip eating, glue huffing chatter sees it differently. Either way, very sad shit. Twitch should be ashamed of themselves. That's really about it. So yeah.